Oh, I don't have my video on. There I am.
Hello.
Hello. How is everyone?
Shh. Good.
Good. Have you seen the coyote around, Pam?
No, but there's scat all over my driveway and up
Yes.
and down the
Yeah.
road.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
had bear scat in my driveway too the other day.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. So we've been seeing it quite regularly, a coyote. So about 20 minutes ago, it was walking up the road towards your house. So,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised the dog, I have Laurie's dog, they've both been
uh-huh.
on edge,
Yeah.
smelling in the air, you know. And
Yeah.
I ran into Charlie, Charlie now owns the house across from us. He went to school with
Yeah.
Jacob.
Yeah.
And he said, I just want to tell you, I just saw the coyote was walking down the driveway. And he said, I
Yeah.
appreciate that. We live
Yeah.
here because we like the animal. So
Right.
I'm not
Right.
afraid of a
Yes. Yeah,
coyote.
no, I'm not afraid. I just don't I like sometimes I let Tilly run in the yard. I'm
Yeah.
always out there with her and I'm not gonna let her off the loose with this thing, like loose with it hanging around like this. So
That's good,
yeah,
because I've had both dogs out in the yard with me
yeah,
while I put
yeah,
plants in, but
yeah.
Abby she stays right in the yard now,
Hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's
but
good.
you never
Yeah.
know. If she smells coyote, she might go barking after it.
Right.
But I
Yeah.
guess I should be more wary about that.
Yeah.
She's no match for a coyote.
No, no. It's not a particularly big one, so um but it is just hanging around, you know.
I wonder why it's
Yeah.
lone. Usually they
Yeah.
travel in the groups.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but yes, it may not be alone, you know.
That's true.
May just be the one that comes and checks out the road. So let's see. So we're waiting for Mel, and it's only 7:29.
And I realized I forgot to look at the minutes. I've had a busy day, so I realized I just forgot to look at them. So I
I
will,
looked at them. I didn't see anything out of
okay. I will just try to pull them up real quick. So
lots of good stuff happening though, Mary Ann. So exciting.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
very exciting.
Yes. Yeah. I was at the building today.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot happening in there, like window trim, um, sort of some ceiling infrastructure. The outside is almost finished, like the exterior of the building. So anyway, I'll wait until we're actually in the meeting.
It's fun driving by, seeing it change.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Kate. How are you?
Okay.
Hmm.
Outside on your porch.
Yeah, enjoying what remains of summer. How y'all doing?
Yeah,
Good,
good.
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 And we just need Mel.
What are you going to be able to be good or not?
If she
Some
barks, my two
some
will
days
start
she will
barking.
be, but um she's still young. All right, I'm gonna put her inside.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm getting a low bandwidth message. So I'm gonna turn my camera off in the hopes that that helps.
Are you far away from your router? That happens to me sometimes, which is weird because I'm always upstairs for these kind of things. And yet once in a while it tells me that, and I have no idea why, because nothing else is different.
I don't either. I'm on video calls all day long, it feels like. And
Yeah, yeah.
So, and I usually work out here in the warmer weather. So who
Mhm.
knows? It's a mystery. How are you doing with your knee there, Michelle?
Good, really good. Yeah. I'm not totally discharged from PT. I've got like 4 more weeks of once a week just because I had a flare up last week where I got really stiff and I lost some of my flexibility. But other than that, it's going really well.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Used to it.
Hey, sorry I'm late. I had a bunch of pop-ups that just appeared in my screen for protection was expired, but we don't have Norton. We have McAfee's. It's like all this stuff started appearing.
I hate that when that happens. It's like, where is that coming from?
One of the boxes is still here and I can't get rid of it. It's just,
Ugh.
sorry about that.
It's okay, no problem. We're just waiting and we're good. Okay, so can start the meeting and we'll start with reviewing and approving the minutes from July. It's already being recorded, is it?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, I had a chance to read the minutes because I forgot to do that because I had a busy day. And it looked good to me. Does anybody else have any comments or changes or
Yeah, it looked good to
anything?
me.
Okay.
I had
Brad,
a,
Kate, go ahead.
I had a question. Sorry, Brad, did you have your hand up?
No,
I can't remember if I was at the last meeting or not.
You weren't.
Okay, I seem to have voted though, if I'm looking at the
Oh,
right.
maybe you were. I didn't think you were though. Huh.
I can't, honestly, this is so embarrassing, but it's been so nuts. I can't remember either.
I
I
thought
mean,
you
I
would,
think,
but
I
I
think
thought she
if you
was-
recorded me for votes, then I was here.
Yeah, I think
Which
you were
means I
there.
should be just included at the top as present.
Yeah, it was the 21st. I don't know. Hmm.
I mean,
I don't know.
that just may have been a fuck up on my part.
There's a way I can look.
Okay.
So I'll see if I can do
Thanks.
that while the meeting's happening.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Well, we can come back to that when we come back
Yeah.
to it. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
And I just wanna, this is about the June meeting minutes. I can send those in after I get the final copy of there's some policy that we voted to approve, but I
Yeah,
don't have.
it was the new logo.
Uh,
Oh no, maybe it wasn't. What else? It was something
the
that Elizabeth
room
wrote.
It was
policy?
the meeting room, no,
Yeah,
the
the
naming
naming policy.
policy.
The what?
Yep. So I
The
just don't
naming
have the
policy.
final, I think that Brad was gonna work on something.
Yeah, he was going to be the final editor. Remind me what it was again, because two people were talking at the same time. It's like
Naming policy?
the what? Naming policy. Oh, that's right.
Naming policy? Yeah.
Yes. Did you have a chance to finish with that, Brad?
I
I know you've
looked
been
at it
away.
and passed I think it was one. I had only one comment back to Elizabeth.
Okay.
And maybe we misunderstood who was finishing with that. But anyway, I thought I did my bit and was done.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, whoever is supposed to be finishing it, as soon as it's like final, if somebody could send me a copy of it, that'd be great.
Elizabeth, did you agree with Brad's comment or suggest a change? Yeah.
Let me
Okay.
take one more look at it, because I think he did it right after the last meeting. And so I'll just take one final look and I'll send it to you, Mel.
Okay, awesome.
Okie dokie. Okay. Were you able to figure out if Kate was there?
I have not been able to figure it out.
For
this
some
is-
reason, Kate, I think you were still away in July.
I was away, but I think if Mel recorded me as voting, then I was at the meeting. I don't think Mel would have recorded me as voting if I wasn't
Okay.
actually there.
Mm,
So, I think I
might
just,
have.
what?
I might have just made a mistake.
It seems more likely you just didn't include me at the top of the meeting.
Okay. Do you remember doing a meeting from down in North Carolina?
No, but
No. Okay. Yeah, I take my own notes, but I can't really tell. So
I mean,
from
I can view
scratchy
the,
notes.
probably the easiest thing would be if I viewed the
Video.
video. Yeah,
That's true. Okay, why don't
Gonna
should
do
we just
that right
postpone
now.
July till next month then? Does that make sense?
yeah,
Yep.
let's do that. And then I can
Okay.
review the video that's online and then we can get it right.
thank
Okay.
you. Sorry, y'all.
Or that,
Oh,
okay.
that's probably my fault.
Thank you for pointing it out, because none of us noticed. Okay.
Like I'm
So
having a big impact here.
okay, so then let's go to the director's report. There were a lot of great things in there. Anybody
Yeah.
highlight anything for us? And anybody have questions about anything?
All right, so I just want to say that I am looking at the video from July
Yep.
21, 2025, and Kate is in the meeting.
Okay.
Okay,
Meeting.
so that's good. All right.
All right, well then
Um,
we
Okay,
go back to
now
there.
we go
Let's
back,
see.
we go back to the minutes
okay.
again. Does someone want to
Or-
make a motion?
I move we approve the minutes as corrected.
Okay,
I second that.
Okay.
all right, all in favor, we'll do a roll call. Brad,
Aye.
Pam,
I,
Elizabeth,
Hi.
okay, Mel,
Aye.
Kate,
Yes.
and Michelle, yes. Great. That's the one good thing about having this video, right? You can figure it out. Okay. All right, we'll go on to the director's report. And is there anybody have any questions about anything? And is there anything in particular you want to highlight?
I
It
had
was very comprehensive, I thought.
I had two comments.
Yep.
One, my typical comment. Way down to the bottom of the first page, Road Town Turkey Trot.
Mhm.
The date's wrong. It's November.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and Pam emailed me that, so it's November 22nd, not whatever I wrote, so.
Mhm.
And then a different kind of comment in the middle paragraph. The library's well will be a public water supply. Right in the middle of that, Marianne mentioned an operating expense of about 4,000 a year that wasn't anticipated. And so I had a couple of comments on that. One is thanks for letting us know, and another one is I am not surprised with a project like this that there were things that we didn't anticipate. I want to go on record as saying that I'm not surprised that there are things that it's been fascinating watching this whole process go. There was so much that I've been involved in building projects, but not like this. And we worked so hard, and I'm still not surprised that
Right.
something wasn't known. So
Right, and there may be other expenses coming, like there's a fire alarm and that have to be monitored. And sometimes the first year of monitoring is included in the bid documents, but it wasn't. So I'm working on figuring that out. And then there's, so currently the current library has a panic button and the new library is gonna have a panic button and 2 exterior security cameras. And so that'll be a higher security fee than just a panic button.
Mhm.
So anyway, and we're, I'm working on figuring things out. The HVAC system is really like the HVAC system in the current library, Becky would arrange to have an HVAC person come in and look at it. I think in the entire time that I've worked there, it's been looked at 2 or 3 times. Um, the new HVAC system is gonna have filters that have to be changed on a regular basis. And so I'm talking to the town's buildings committee about this. And fortunately, members of the town's buildings committee are also on the library building committee. So, and I feel like for the first year of expenses, we'll consider it part of the project. And then, but then I'm gonna hopefully figure it out so that for the next fiscal year, we can incorporate the things into the library budget that we need to in our ask to the finance committee. So, but yeah, but the well kind of took me by surprise because we're in a building now that doesn't even have water, right? So,
right.
so, when I figured out that I had to figure it out, I figured it out and I've hired it's called a certified operator. Did I write that in there? And So I've hired the same certified operator that the school uses, and they're gonna help us get the well online and then do the appropriate testing as required. And it made sense to me to use
Mhm.
same one that the school used, because they're already in town and already contract with the town and, you
Yeah.
know, so.
Yeah.
I mean, that this person has to come to the library once a month and take a water sample. So, which then so it's, it's like $135 a month just
Hmm.
for that. Then they're
So for how many
doing
years do they have to do this, Marianne?
forever.
Forever? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
a public
So the
water supply.
school is tested once a month. So you test for bacteria once a month. And then there might be some things that we'll have to test for on an annual basis. And the school also has to do that.
Mhm.
Any school that's on a well,
Mhm.
in Massachusetts. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the athletic club has a public water supply. The Sirius community has a public water supply. I've learned a lot.
Yeah, who knew, right?
Who knew? Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Huh.
I would assume town hall does too.
Town hall does not, because of the small population of people in the building.
Okay.
So their well is not considered a public water supply.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So,
Hmm.
yeah. So, but we
Any other-
expect a higher population than town hall. Just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Any other questions or highlights that you want to make, Marianne?
Um, no, I think, um, I'm happy to have a few programs coming up. I, it's, um, and it's busy, it's gonna be, I told you all about the, figuring out how to buy the computer parts, just because I can spend hours and hours and hours doing something like that, and back and forth with vendors and the town treasurer and then and so, like, sometimes I'll just get really sort of stuck doing something like that, and then other things don't get done, or they're still waiting to be done. And so it's busy, and it's a lot of new stuff. And I just thought we should all know that and
Mhm.
and be aware of it, and so much of it is stuff I have to do. And it's fine, it's just there. And so I was like, I'm just gonna tell them how hard this one little thing was. But all of those things came today in a nice big box. So, okay.
Awesome.
I
And,
have one more comment.
okay.
Where did it go? Top paragraph, substantial completion scheduled for October 18th, 4 to 6 weeks after that before we can open. 4 to 6 weeks, call it 5. That's Roadtown Turkey Trot. So Roadtown Turkey Trot, it'll be, and with that kind of time frame, do you have any sense of when there might be an opening? Would we do that in December or?
That's what I was wondering about
So,
a grand opening. That's why I put it on the agenda.
yeah. So I think that, I think we should wait, a little bit longer and see if they actually meet substantial completion. So substantial completion is dependent on getting permanent power, which we still don't have.
Oh.
But they continue to take steps towards getting permanent power, but that is really dependent on when National Grid shows up with the transformer. And National Grid has their own timeline, and their own way of communicating schedules, and so, or not communicating schedules. So I think we should wait and get a little closer to it, and then decide. You can have a grand opening celebration 3 months after you open. Or you can have it the day you open. And I think we should get a little further along and see, um, when that's gonna be, and then, decide, and we can plan a celebration in a month or 6 weeks. But I was thinking, so for the groundbreaking ceremony, it was Elaine and Penny and I who planned that mostly, if I remember correctly. And so I was wondering, so Michelle, you brought this up for the agenda, and I was wondering if we wanted to sort of form a little working group with, one or two trustees, one or two library building committee members, and one or two friends to plan the grand opening celebrations. I think we can have many celebrations.
Right. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Right.
So, that's why I put it on there. And I
Mhm.
would love to be involved in that. I've been waiting for this for a long time. Kate and I are like the oldest trustees, and I'm older than Kate. So yes, I'm really excited about this.
Yeah,
So yes, I think that's a great idea.
okay. That's good. And if, and I think if somebody else wants to do it, or if you want to think about it for a day, if there's only two trustees, then it's just two trustees and it's not a quorum or anything.
Right, right,
And the same for the building committee, and then the friends, it doesn't really matter.
right.
But if
So-
they're, yeah.
Do we just ask the friends for 2 people to volunteer, or?
Yeah,
that's-
yeah. Yeah.
So
And
I would definitely volunteer to be on that committee.
Okay. And then Elizabeth, would you want to bring it up the next Friends meeting since you're our liaison?
Sure, happy to.
Okay, thank you.
all right. And then I'll ask the building committee, and then when we've got the names, I'll send out an email to everybody. Sort of with to come up with a possible date for a meeting. How's that sound?
Perfect.
And then we can all
Okay.
sort of talk about what we think that should look like, and what the budget is or should be or could be.
Mhm.
And uh, I mean, I'm picturing a circus tent and trained elephants and everything. Oh,
Balloons or whatever. Yes, I know. It's gotta be big.
Absolutely.
yeah,
Gotta be big.
yes.
Trained dogs, maybe, trained
Right,
dogs.
trained dogs, yeah, yes, yeah, or not trained dogs as. So, I'm gonna turn a light on and see if I look better. Yeah. See if that's it. Okay,
Yeah,
That's-
you're outside, right?
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
outside.
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's,
that helps. It's starting to get dark earlier these days.
Yes, but
Okay,
it's,
are there any other questions, or should we just move on to the next one that was in the same line about the unlimited renewals policy for consideration? Because Marianne wanted me to bring that up. So, any other questions about the director's report?
No.
Can I just say what an amazing feeling it is to be thinking about the grand opening?
I know, isn't it?
Yeah, I just like, wow. So I just wanted to pause and have a moment of deep thanks and congratulations.
Yes, it's very exciting. That's why I put it down. I'm like, we got to start thinking about this because this is going to happen before we know it, and it's
Yeah.
got to be a big deal.
it absolutely has to be a big deal. It's, I think of all the people who have contributed to this in so many different ways, from bringing their bottles and cans. Sometimes that's like a rotating thing of people just driving up, bringing a whole bag full, bringing just a 12-pack. I mean, just there, and a lot of that is just anonymous, and then people who've donated matching gifts, people who've stuffed envelopes, people who've, made dinners, people who've, knocked on doors. I mean, it's really been a long haul for many, many years. And I think it's just going to be a wonderful thing to celebrate. So,
Mhm.
and everybody should be patting themselves on the back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot has gone into this. So
Mhm.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, want to tell us about this unlimited renewal policy you'd like us to
Okay.
think about?
So the Coleraine Library, which the library director who started it, has left recently. Her name was Chelsea. But anyway, they do this unlimited renewal. So right now, and I'm just talking about doing it for books. So they do unlimited renewals and they allow, right now we have 2 automatic renewals. They allow 3 automatic renewals. And then after that, they'll renew something for somebody, but you have to call and ask. And that is the thing that sort of keeps people not honest, but just sort of on top of it. It's like, oh yeah, I want to renew this. I want to call and ask. And the fact is that 9 times out of 10, this would just be for our own items because that's the only thing we can do it for. 9 times out of 10, if somebody asks us to renew something a third, a fourth, or even 5th time, we do it. And people they feel burdened by having to ask. And so I think if we can say to people, look, it's really no big deal. We offer it by offering that 3rd automatic renewal, which CW Mars can set up for books. Um, and and then just saying to people, we just have unlimited renewals, but you ask and we do it. It'll take that sort of that pressure off of asking. They won't feel like they're asking for something that they shouldn't have.
Hey, Mel, you have a question or a comment?
I do have a comment. Both my mother and I rarely take out books from the library because of this, because we're both very, very slow readers and we're embarrassed. I
Yeah,
rarely take books out from the library because of
yes.
that.
And
Because
I
I'm
don't want
afraid that,
people to be
I
embarrassed.
turn the
Yeah,
book.
yes,
I'm on the library board of trustees and I don't take books out from the library because of that.
yeah,
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 you have, you have a comment or
Whether
question?
that's rational or not, and my mom only buys books for the same reason.
right. Right. And libraries used to be different, right? It used to be that if you were late bringing the book back, there was a fine. And there was a mean person at the desk saying, oh,
Yes.
tisk, 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 somebody else couldn't get this book. And so it makes it easier for us to be consistently kind and generous to everyone, right? And it makes it easier for library users to get what they need.
Okay, you have a comment or a question then?
Yeah, I support this 100%. This is in line with the cultural changes that you're codifying through policy.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it.
I think it's great too. I've been known to renew books many times, so yeah, same reason. Okay, so does somebody want to try to put forth a a statement about a policy for this based on what Mary Ann said? Or does everybody understand clearly? I do, but does everybody else understand clearly what the policy might be?
So can I make sure that I understand it by trying to do this?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Okay. Um, First draft thinking. So the Shutesbury Public Library has a policy of Miriam, where I'm stuck on unlimited renewal. I mean, it is, so we have a policy of unlimited renewal.
Mhm.
Books will automatically renew 3 times.
Yes,
After that, further renewals can be accommodated by a phone call to the library
yeah,
or through a phone call to the library.
yeah,
I suggest taking out the unlimited renewals and letting the rest of it speak for itself. 3 automatic renewals and unlimited renewals after that if people ask. I just think it makes it a little clearer. if you put unlimited renewals at the front, it sounds like you could put a period in and ignore the rest.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, want to rephrase that completely? Then Brett, I get what you're saying, but we need a statement.
Okay, so is anybody capturing this?
Well, I got
Uh,
part of it down.
Okay, so this is Shutesbury Public Library Renewal Policy. Books borrowed from the Shutesbury Public Library's own collection will be automatically renewed 3 times. Further renewals can be arranged through a phone call to the library staff.
That seems clear to me. How about anybody else?
How about further renewals are welcome or something, so it doesn't feel so,
Corporate?
yeah, corporate. Further renewals will be welcomed by a phone call to the library.
Yeah, or
Something like
library
that.
staff, library
Right.
staff, will be happy to accommodate further renewals.
Yes, that
Yes.
sounds good. Yes.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
If you
Library
call
staff will
them.
be happy to accommodate further renewals if requested. I mean, part of the point was we want.
Yeah.
If
if
requested.
requested in person or via email or telephone.
So just
Right.
if requested, doesn't matter
Yeah.
how it comes.
Yeah, okay,
Okay,
yes.
that's,
Okay,
That
let's
sounds good.
see if Mel captured it all, and then we can vote on it. The burden's on her, though.
Have, books borrowed from the Shrewsbury Public Library's own collection will be automatically renewed 3 times, and further renewals will be, oh, sorry, and library staff. And library staff will be happy to accommodate further renewals if requested in person or via email or telephone.
Sounds
yeah,
good.
that's fine. So the only thing I'm wondering about this is if you don't want to change any other existing policies, Marion, I think it would be really wise to roll all this into one renewals policy or borrowing policy and include like the kayaks and include other materials that you
Mhm.
circulate, which you already have policies for.
Right, right. And so I can work on making a master list and books can be at the top. And I thought about doing it for everything, but sort of highly specialized items. But then I thought, well, magazines are timely, right? Like they're
Right.
and I also thought it would be good to try it with one thing. And also books are the thing that people tend to need the longest.
That's
So
true.
yes.
And magazines
So-
might not hold up that well either. They'll
right.
look-
Well, and they're sort of they have a shorter shelf life, right? They often have, they're either seasonal or they're topical based on current events. If somebody's got the People magazine issue about Harry and Meghan, having a 4th baby, and it's 5 years later on their 9th baby, that's no longer relevant. So, yeah, so,
So can I propose a motion then that we adopt the new policy as we've written?
Mhm. Anybody want to second it?
I'll second it. Does-
Okay, then we'll take a vote. Brad
Yes.
and Pam
Yes.
and Elizabeth,
Yes.
Mel,
Yes.
Kate,
Yes,
and Michelle. Yes. Okay, cool. Thank you.
that sounds awesome.
Yes, it absolutely does.
Yeah, thanks so much for doing that.
I
yeah.
remember there was this one garden
I'll
book
start
I kept
taking
borrowing
notes.
every summer and kept renewing.
Yes, yeah, and
Okay.
that's great, It's
Okay, I just thought, there's two things left that I had added. One was any new policies we just need to think about working on, so we could sort of start to brainstorm a list. And then the other thing was just knowing about any new grants for arts and crafts or fall exercise programs. Those are the last two things that I had put down. Do you have any?
So for policies, I think we need a meeting room policy and a small study room policy.
Mhm.
And then, those are the only things I have thought about.
Mhm.
And, and it would be great if those things were achieved before the new library opens.
Mhm.
And I will tell you that when the Greenfield Library opened, they didn't have their policies ready.
Mhm.
So, but it's, so on the Massachusetts Library System website, they have a policy collection
Yeah.
but I think maybe next month we could think about like what we want that meeting room policy to be, because I really want it to be accessible to people. So there was a time when I was out in Idaho and this was fairly recently, in the last 3 years, and I needed to zoom into a meeting. It was something to do with the library construction. And I had, I had been using a meeting room at a library out there
Mhm.
when the library was open. The meeting was scheduled for a time when that library wasn't open. And I emailed and I said, I wanted to know if I could use the meeting room. I didn't know their hours. And they said, we're not open then, but you can just come and get a key.
Oh,
And
no.
and I just thought that is how I want us to be.
Mhm.
And we've set up the meeting room so that the meeting room and the restrooms can be accessible, and the rest of the library is closed off with with a locking screen. Um, and um, and so and then I can remember once, this was a long time ago when the Wendell Library was still very new, and a family had approached the library about using their meeting room
Quiet.
to host their child's birthday party. And I don't remember what they decided. But I would like we're far from places where you can get a room to host a birthday party, and not everybody has a place big enough in their house. And I would like to think that our library could be available for things like that, but we'd have to have parameters, like,
Absolutely.
maybe no finger painting during the birthday party, or that people have to pay a cleaning deposit that they get back. You know, and um, and then I think there are things like, there are people so somebody has approached me about using the library to offer yoga classes and sort of charging to do the yoga classes. And I would think that might be something that we can do, but I would hold off on that, saying the library is going to be available to somebody every Tuesday at 6 for a yoga class.
Mhm.
That's not a free library yoga class, right? I would
Yeah.
wait,
Yeah.
personally, I would wait and then see how things go, and then maybe incorporate something like that
Mhm.
in the future. So have any of you had experiences or ideas, or maybe this is something we could just have this be a topic at the next meeting?
Yeah, I think if we could, the reason I put it there, thinking that it would be good to have those policies already laid out before we open. But
Mhm.
also knowing they have those policy things, and I had said, Kate and I had said we'd work on the employee and patron policy, but I was sort of busy this summer, so I haven't done it yet. But I think that's a really good idea if we just think about and find the link for that page, which I could do probably. because I've already looked at it a little bit.
And this is the Massachusetts library system, not the MBLC.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
thank you then. I figured it was MBLC.
Yeah.
Massachusetts Library System policy page. Okay. And that way we'd have some things to look at.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just think it's a good idea to get all set before you get put in an awkward position of people asking things that we haven't
Right,
decided
right.
on yet.
Well, and I think if we're not ready, we
Yeah,
can just say, you know,
Yeah.
we're not ready, but we're thinking about those things.
Mhm.
And then, you know, and then actually having people ask, it may be something that we make a policy, but that we revisit, you know, as people make requests.
Any other comments or thoughts about that for like our next meeting?
I've used libraries for purposes like this for community groups, and I remember having one group that I was part of that went to Pelham and met after hours, and they had a key, and it was the same setup where it was easy to have just the community room open. We were also in Sunderland and somewhere else too. And when I was working at the meeting house, we talked at one point with the New Salem Library. We at with 1 day notice, we had to close our hall because it got too cold one season, and we moved into the library, and they said that's okay once. But then we were just discussing whether we would do this again off season, and the whole issue of money came up, and we had, Marianne, I can talk to you about that. We had ideas in mind that mostly involved not set fees, but that library was reluctant to do something of that nature, like a concert of that nature, which to me is like the exercise, the yoga class, that wasn't co-sponsored by their library. And we were moving towards resolving that. And then I said, I'm retiring. And so we
Mhm.
never finished.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So another issue that came up recently at another library with small meeting rooms. So they have like therapists who use their meeting rooms to meet with clients, and they have a limit on the number of times somebody can book the meeting room. So, you know, they'd say you can book the meeting room a minimum or maximum of 4 times a month. I'm making that up. And so the therapists have worked around that by having their clients book the meeting rooms.
Uh,
And and so I just think we should sort of try and be just aware or think of like what we can be aware of that and I think we're going to have less of that because we're not in a city. But we're going to have, just like with the kayaks, there are people who want the kayak program to work a little differently than it does, and then when it doesn't work the way they want it to, they might be they might express disappointment. There will be people who want the meeting rooms to work a certain way, and they might express disappointment, but we can always revisit policies too if we find that you know that people are needing something that our policy precludes. So anyway.
I'm
Kate
gonna
has
call on
a-
Kate just now because she's had her hand up for quite a
Okay.
while. Go ahead, Kate.
Oh, yeah. I guess I really would like us to be clear in terms of the use of public space in the library for money-making purposes, professional purposes, as opposed to community service. This is a really important question that I could imagine we want to think through together. I also think that we are gonna want a policy around scheduling, because that is going to be a challenge it may be a challenge rather that, we don't want staff having to mediate multiple requests. Because that just seems really awkward and uncomfortable. So yeah, I really do hope that we maybe just have a meeting where we think this through. And we've looked at other policies like you, Michelle and Marianne have already been doing or thinking about. And then I think I'm curious, like if there's going to be a copier not behind the desk, we probably want a copier, it'll still be in the staff work area. Okay, that's less of an issue, but I just want to, like, I think that the more we can codify, even if we have to amend it later, that's the job of policymakers, is to respond to conditions, believe it or
Right.
not. So I don't have any problem with that. But I do think that whatever we can do to alleviate awkwardness and staff extra burden, because I think shaking out a new library is enough work. It's going to be a lot of work once we get in there. Some things are going to be easier because the building's better, but anytime you shake out a new building, it's work. So
Right,
I
right.
hope we can help you
Yeah,
sort of
most
foresee
library
something.
directors say don't plan anything for a year. I think we,
That
we're,
ain't you, babe.
yeah, that ain't me.
As Dylan might say.
But I'm going to give myself grace, right? Because I'm going to have pipes that can freeze and an HVAC system that has filters that need to be changed and water that needs to be tested and lighting and heating and air conditioning that's all controlled by a central thing, and then and so it's going to be a different experience, but then we don't have to build the building, it's already going to be built. So a lot of energy has been put into building this building. Um and and then hopefully I won't have to, for a program, I won't have to get some things from the library and some things from town hall and some things from my basement and get it all to a place and then get it all put back in those three places. Like most things will all be in that one place. So that'll make things easier too. So, but yes, it would be good to start thinking about this and sort of, and then slowly, just giving us the space to say, we're not booking everything in the first month. We're gonna, we're gonna slowly roll it out.
Yeah.
Over the first year.
Right. Okay, Brad, you had a comment or a question?
I think, how can I put this? I agree with what you're saying, and this may be just restating what you're saying. I think it's great to have it open for some things. I think it's great to start with limits, even if we make them less limited later. I think one of the most difficult things is to figure out the policies around any group that comes in that has money involved, whether it be an admission fee or a donation. Either way, it just gets, and I would say, let's not do that yet.
Right.
Let's hold off on that. Make it community to start with. Get our feet wet with things that are clearer. That would be my advice.
I second that.
Great, makes sense. Okay. All right, so I will take responsibility for finding the link, and we'll put that on the agenda for next time. And so I saw something in the post office about arts and crafts that Rory's doing. Is that part of the library, or is that
Yeah,
that's cultural
yeah.
culture? Okay, I just hadn't seen anything anywhere else, so that's why I thought I think I'll just
Yeah,
ask.
I've just started, did I not put that in the director's report? I
No,
maybe
I
didn't.
didn't see it. No, and
I maybe didn't have everything
that's
together
okay.
yet.
That's
So,
okay. I just saw it
yeah,
when I was in the post office the other day, and I thought I
okay,
want to ask.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the website. There's
Okay.
now a flyer posted, and I will put out a town announce this week. That doesn't start until October.
Yeah.
So, and, so so I haven't really started, I've just started promoting it. So,
Mhm.
What
yeah.
class is this? I missed that.
It's a 6-week fiber arts
Fiber arts.
series. It's not really a class. It's sort of just a fiber arts sort of drop in, and each week she'll demonstrate a different technique, but some people might work on the same project all 6 weeks. Some people might start something new every week. Some people might come once. Some people might come every week. So it's, what do we call it? The fabric of community. It's it's a thing. And Rory has a cultural council grant to pay for it.
Yeah.
So.
Great. Perfect. Okay. And what about the exercise programs? Do we know
Mhm.
yet? What about the exercise programs?
Um, so, um, so Kathy took the summer off.
Right.
I have emailed her. We had a plan that she would start again in September, so I've emailed her to, ask if she's still interested. Jeanette has continued to teach her class on Wednesdays.
Right.
And then if Kathy is interested, then, so the rec committee has been contributing some money towards fitness programs. The Council on Aging has been contributing some money. I have some money built into the library budget for fitness programs. And then the Friends of the Library usually, and some of the funding that you approved through the summer is going towards Jeanette's class.
Mhm.
So, so first I need to see if Kathy is, willing or interested in continuing.
I hope so. We all
And then
hope
if
so.
not, there are 2 or 3 other people interested in teaching yoga classes. And there are other needs. So, but
Okay.
but anyway, we'll, if Kathy's interested, then, that will happen in the fall.
What does Kathy teach? What class?
Kathy teaches a strength training class and a yoga class. So, and has been since 2016 off and on.
Mhm.
So, and so it's really been, and then there was another person who taught another strength training class, and he's no longer with us. And when he, moved on and couldn't teach anymore, I tried really hard to come up with another teacher, and I had a lot of dead ends. And now is not the time to go looking for strength trainers. For yoga instructors are easier to find. Strength trainers are harder to find.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
because it has to be just right for our community.
Right. Right.
So,
Well, I'm looking forward to that. I hope that happens.
right.
I just put miscellaneous in case there was anything anybody thought of that we might want to talk about before we choose our next meeting date. Is anybody else going to the potluck for Grace on Friday besides me, Pam,
I
and
am.
Elizabeth? Yeah, I
Yeah.
know you are.
Ma'am.
Yeah,
Is
I
that
am.
Friday? Or
it's
is it,
Friday. Yeah.
Yep, it's Friday.
somehow I thought it was Thursday.
There's something Thursday too. So Town Hall planned a gathering for Thursday, I think at 10 a.m. I'm not available to go to
I
that
didn't
one.
even see that one.
And yeah, they just sent it out, I think, to town. I don't know who they sent it to.
Yeah, unless it
and
went to our
then-
trustee email.
Hmm?
Unless it went
It
to our
didn't.
trustee email. Okay.
Yeah, it was town hall. I saw it, and it wasn't a time that I could go. And then, and I had already, agreed to help a little bit with the Friday night thing. So,
What is the
and
Friday night thing?
so mostly it's her mom, but Elizabeth helped organize it. So it's Friday at the AC from 6 to 8.
Right.
And the thing Thursday is at 10 a.m. at town hall.
I know
So,
the 10 a.m. one. Unfortunately I'm out then, so I can't go there. but I'll see if I can come by Friday.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right. Guess that's it. Let me just choose our next meeting date. Anybody have some times that doesn't work for them in October?
Wait, are we skipping September?
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Sorry, I turned the wrong page. Yeah, it's September. No,
Right.
we're not skipping September. I just turned the wrong page.
Okay.
So are we looking at the 22nd or any available Mondays?
Well, that would be.
I
the-
can't do the 22nd.
Okay,
But I could do the 14th or the 29th.
15th?
you mean the 15th or 14th is a Sunday?
Yeah, I mean the 15th or the 29th.
Yeah, those are okay for me. Anybody else have any constraints?
29th works for me, 15th does not.
Okay,
I can't do the 15th. I can do the 22nd. I can't do the 29th.
okay.
Okay.
Elizabeth, how about you?
I can do the 15th, 22nd, or 29th.
Okay, and Mel?
Do any of those?
Yeah, same here. I can do any of them.
Oh, not true. I can't do, well, no, I can do the 22nd.
Okay,
I
all
think.
right. Shall we do the
Can't
29th?
do the 22nd, Mel?
I cannot do the 22nd, actually.
Okay, what if we go for the 29th? Brad's the only person that can't make it. I think we have more conflicts on the other days. Is that right?
I think that's right.
Okay, does that work then?
That works for me.
Oh, you
Good.
know, there's gonna be a special town meeting that week. Let me see if I can. Have you heard about the special town meeting?
Yeah.
No, what is
Um,
it?
Okay, so the organization that the town gets its health insurance for employees from
Oh, yeah.
is raising the rates that the town pays by 20%.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
Like
is on
government
top
is
of,
suburban.
yeah, this is on top of an 18%
Yeah, I mean, that's
increase
It's
this
happening-
fiscal year. Yeah.
happening everywhere.
Yes, it's happening everywhere. So, so the town has to have a special town meeting to vote to fund the health insurance. And it's gonna be at the end of September, but I don't see a date anywhere. So, but I don't think, that it's likely to be on a Monday.
why don't we pick it, and if we find out that they're holding it on a Monday, we can just switch.
Then we'll switch. Okay,
Let's do
Okay.
that. It makes more sense.
okay,
And we can.
So
we can have a date.
29th, right?
yes,
Okay,
okay.
good.
Okay. I am like so confused about what month it is, but it's September, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I know, look at me calling it October because I flipped the page. too far.
Yes, and then I
Okay.
was looking and I started looking at the wrong month too. So, okay. So 7:30 on the 29th. Okay. And I'll ask tomorrow what the date of that special town meeting is.
Okay,
Um,
sounds good.
Okay.
Guess we can adjourn. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.
all right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Night.
Where is that meeting? Let's see.